Stop trying to forgive. Humans don't work like that. You can't forgive for just wanting to forgive. You can't forgive by just trying it. Forgiveness is not the goal. It can't be the goal. It's the outcome of what the goal actually is. The actual goal you want to go towards is letting go. The reason you feel the way you do when someone says all you need to do is forgive is because it's super invalidating of what it actually is going on. I'm going to explain to you what's going on. You've had experiences in your life where it has caused you emotional distress without any resolution for that emotional distress. Our minds work on complete life experiences, so an experience that didn't have resolution for that emotional distress is not a complete experience. Now, an experience where you had emotional distress without any resolution can be as simple as getting scolded or told off or shamed or rejected as a child. In those experiences, we learn to reject parts of ourselves. An example of this is if you are angry and then you are told off for being angry, you are scolded, you are pushed away for expressing your anger. Now, in that moment, you learn that it's not safe and it's not okay to be angry. So you reject that part of yourself that is angry. You reject this part of yourself by putting it somewhere you don't have conscious awareness of, which is your subconscious. Now, this part of you is still in your subconscious until it can be healed. But you will have many more experiences in your life that will trigger this part of you. This part of you that's angry also carries the emotion of fear. Anger is a cover emotion. It has fear under it 100% of the time. And in the moment I learned to reject this part of myself is because I was abandoned by my caregiver. When I was told off for being angry, I was emotionally abandoned and pushed away. This is part of my abandonment wounds. Now, maybe as an adult, I will have an experience. I may be in a relationship with someone and that relationship may not work. And because I am being abandoned in that relationship, this wound will now trigger. This is called an emotional flashback. So now I'm starting to feel that abandonment wound again. And by feeling that abandonment wound, what's happening is that I'm going towards the original fear from that original experience. And until I understand what's actually going on, I don't want to go in my fear because that's painful and that's very understandable. So what I do is I use resentment as a way to keep myself out of that fear. By resenting a person, I keep myself from the unsafe feeling of fear. This is what we use resentment for. Resentment is our way of reminding ourselves that we're never going to allow this to happen to us again. It keeps us away from the places that we don't want to go to. Now, you'll hear in the spiritual community and the self-help community and from everyone around you, you just need to forgive that person. And to suggest to just forgive someone is to tell you to go into your fear. So let go of your resentment so you go into your fear. That's not going to happen, and it's okay, and it shouldn't happen. You don't need to forgive anyone. No one can forgive by just wanting to forgive. You need to learn what's happening. You need to learn how to heal. So then you can, using that trigger, follow that part of yourself to the original wound and learn how to heal that part of yourself. Learn how to release the fear under the anger or resentment. And once you heal that part of yourself, you don't need to hold on to the way that you've been meeting that unmet need, which is resentment. By healing that fear, you let go of the resentment. And the outcome of that is that you forgive that person. You get there by healing, not forgiving. Forgiving is the outcome of healing. The goal is to validate these parts of yourself that don't want to forgive. That's okay. The way you got here is by invalidating all the parts of yourself that you learn is not safe to be, by pushing them away and rejecting them to maintain a relationship and connection by the people around you. If you try to force yourself to forgive, you're doing the exact same thing. You're rejecting and invalidating these parts of yourself that don't want to forgive. And they are valid. How they feel are valid. They don't want to go into the pain. They don't want to go into the fear. And that is valid and normal. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to resent. It means you've been through the experiences and you can validate that. The goal is to learn how to emotionally heal yourself. All the rest will fall into place.